Hey everybody, welcome back to Spinning Rack. I'm here with my boys PD and Cal. Say what's up, gents.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, ready to rock.
Hey, so they're right now in London. They're having a huge convention, comic convention called MCM London, and DC is there. And they just announced that they're going to create a new book with Jeph Loeb called The Last Halloween. It's supposed to conclude the whole Long Halloween trilogy, which included Dark Victory. Of course, Tim Sales is no longer around, but they're going to do this with a bunch of different artists. Um, we all know that the Long Halloween was probably a seminal book in Jeph Loeb's history of Batman, as well as Dark Victory. The question is, should there be another one, or is this just a money grab by DC? I'm going to put this on to my boy PDP. What's your take on this? Can Jeph Loeb come and do another home run without Tim Sales?
I think he's done. I mean, obviously he did Hush without, without himself. He went to Jim. Obviously, it's Jim Lee, so you're gonna get a. That was his first kind of big project. He did Stan Lee thing. So, I think Jeff Loeb, even if it is something that is, something popular to work on, to revisit, I think his style of writing is kind of giving the fans what they want. So I think in this sort of like he'll have some sort of detective thing in here. So as long as it's a detective story in this thing, which he's been able to do with Batman, I think he'll be able to at least at least do well. And with the talent that's involved, it should look gorgeous. So he knows what the kind of fans want. He kind of gives the fans what you want. So, and he's already done some Batman work that people like. You got Hush, you got the Long Halloween, you have you have Dark Victory, and then you have all the other projects that he worked on outside of Batman. So and Superman, Batman. So it's like those things are kind of I think in my opinion, he kind of when he started out, he was kind of doing like a pseudo Alan Moore type of or Morrison type of thing with the challengers, and then when he got to Batman, he was kind of right in that area where Frank Miller was the year one thing. So, and I think Archie Goodwin said, "Hey guys, why don't you do some more stuff like that?" And that's how we got the Long Halloween. So, and has been a success for him since then. Like that was a big hit for him. I think the style that they did it was kind of taking contemporary, kind of what you'd see Image doing with the kind of panels, but with a really great artist and a writer who was, didn't kind of overwrite. I think he could have done a lot of Stanley stuff and added captions because there's so much wise. But I think for the audience today, it kind of worked having kind of open like that so much. So I think he's the kind of writer that, you know, um, he meets the challenge that he's up to. He's with Tim Sale, you get this great stuff. He got great talent here. If he's with Rob Liefeld, he meets the challenge of what he's doing working on with Rob Liefeld. So I see it working and being successful.
Okay, it's good confidence. What about you, Cal?
Uh, I, I just don't have a strong opinion.
What was that?
He said whatever Mars says, I'm down for that.
Yes.
Thank you. So I mean, clearly we are in agreement all here that this is going to be well. My fear was just that, you know, coming out, once again with books like this after a story seems to have been concluded. What is it? How long has it been since the Dark Victory? What, 20 years now? It's been some time.
Yeah, it's been long enough to say that it probably doesn't really relate to. It was probably not a conclusion. It's just another story, but they'll find a way to tie it to make it a trilogy now. So I
Well,
thought
they're saying
the
it's supposed to
trilogy
be.
was the original book, the original hardcover thing, the prestige they did, then the 13-part series, then Dark Victory. That was the trilogy for me. You know,
Oh, don't forget When in Rome, right? Wasn't that part of it?
kind of going that's not it is connected, but it was kind of just like a Catwoman. It was there was some ties to it, but
Yeah,
it's just the same team kind of moving on, doing more. You know.
just doing a side story. But I mean, it's I don't know. I have to wait and see what's going on. Especially, we're not going to see the art of Tim Sales. We're going to be having a rotating group of actors. That's what I was like. Why are we having a rotating actors of artists? Why are we having just choose one and let's rock with them? If you want to do somebody, put Jim Lee in it. You know what I'm trying to say? Not to say that some of the others are bad. Just then why do a rotating team? Though from what they said in the article, basically the cover art will be Tim Sale. So
Okay, yeah, I mean, there's a ton of Batman covers that he did, which they probably would. Well, there'll be obviously what's those things, variants, so they can have an existing Tim Sale cover or some things he had in the stash that they can use. Well, Gruffly, I don't think he ever got to do the Killing Floor, which was supposed to be his kind of creator own thing, but I mean, he did Heroes, and that stuff. So I think even if we hadn't got his final project of his solo thing, we've gotten to see, Tim Sale definitely, got his due.
got it. Okay, so hey, if there's nothing else, I just want to say conclude. We're interested. We are pleasantly surprised. We definitely do want to see it, but we are going in with some trepidation. Is that
Well,
some
what you said. I would go with you said. I think if you get Edward Rizzo to do the whole thing, or if you get Klaus Janson to do the whole thing, I would call it a day, and give them the amount of time. I mean, I know DC kind of says, we got it, we put it out, and then, then you guys can rest afterwards. We'll put it out. Let's have these guys finish it first and then put it out. Or do 6 issues and then put it out, whatever it is. I'm not sure how long the series is.
It says 10 issues and it'll be done. It should also be released in 2024.
2024.
So solicitations going out right now for what, August, September? So
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't in that, so it's probably going to be a little later, probably closer to Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to do 2024. So, all right. Okay, spin a rack.
Out.
Out.